Good morning, my name is Tatiana and I'm presenting my idea to increase open space to improve the quality of life of the growing residential population in downtown Los Angeles. Over the past year, I have been inspired by the book and approach of Jaime Lerner in urban acupuncture. Jaime is a Brazilian architect and has completely revitalized his native city of Curitiba. Like Jaime, I come from a simple place in Brazil, but always had access to green open space, recreation, affordable food, everything within walking distance, and I have seen the positive impact this had in my own health and community. I'm focusing in downtown Los Angeles for its lack of open space, and where studies say the average Angeleno spends 70 hours stuck in traffic. The city now ranks as second most polluted in the nation, violating federal health standards 137 days a year. The reason why I chose to focus in improving downtown Los Angeles is because the residential density has increased tremendously and will continue to do so. The number of residents is now more than 56,000 and predicted to double by 2020 because of recent developments and because downtown is no longer a commercial and industrial area where you only work, but it became a coveted residential neighborhood. Analyzing the site, I found this recent demographic study telling me who lives there, as well as my target users. And based on the huge increase in the number of users, downtown is now way below the recommended green open space per inhabitant. There are 87 new developments being built. They have a positive impact because they bring investments and profits to Los Angeles, but they have a negative impact because they are guided by politics and investors. They are mostly interested in profits, not in people. They're zoned as federal enterprise that does not encourage the creation of green open space, and this aspect of the policy is detrimental to the city. The current federal policy contributes to Los Angeles ranking, as you can see, as one of the cities with the lowest amount of green open space per inhabitant, leading to a very isolating and unhealthy lifestyle and several environmental problems such as poor air quality. The site I chose to focus on is the gateway to the cultural core of LA and easily accessible. It is surrounded by Financial District, Bunker Hill, Civic Center, and Jewelry District. The main connections are the 110 freeway, the 101 freeway, several metro stops 10 minutes from Union Station, and an extensive network of buses. This is a map from lacity.org showing general land use, and as you can see, green open spaces in the area are minimal. Here's how the area is currently distributed. It's 45% commercial, 32% residential, and only 3% green open space. My big idea is being to repurpose underutilized sites as green open space and recreation. And in the process, I have discovered an astonishing amount of parking lots in the area, which add up to more than 100,000 parking spots. So a small portion of it could be repurposed. So what approaches can I take? I can transform parking lots, I can take advantage of public transportation to minimize the use of cars, I can repurpose underutilized areas, maximize space with a versatile design, and provide space on the street for bicyclists and weekend use. Since Los Angeles is way below the national recommendation, by reducing the use of cars even slightly and repurposing less than 4% of surface parking into green open space and recreation, we can create a healthier neighborhood that comes closer to the national recommendation. In addition, adding green open space to that area of downtown has several benefits, such as the fact that physical activity and exposure to nature makes people healthier, it increases property values, revitalization attracts and retains business and residences, it increases profits from tourism, improves air quality, and reduces crime. Here the sites I'm focusing on, sites A, B, C, and D, and they're surrounded by Walt Disney Concert Hall, The Broad, Mocha, Green Performances, Pershing Square, the Library, Dorothy Chandler Pavilion, the Music Center, Angel's Flight, the Biltmore Hotel, and several residential apartments. I understand that these sites have economic value currently as parking lots and potentially even more as more concrete towers. The project may seem idealistic, but it does follow the City 50 Park Plan initiative. And the goal of this project is to improve the quality of life of residents, as well as to bring even more visitors to increase revenue of adjacent cultural venues. The funding is beyond the scope of my knowledge and education, but to compensate for revenue lost as parking lots, I have included at least one revenue-generating aspect to each site. So my priority in choosing these sites was proximity to each other, to encourage people that live and visit the area to enjoy it without impeding on their cars, following Jaime Lerner's revitalization model of a continuous network of parks, playgrounds, art venues, and a circulation system to keep the neighborhood healthy and vibrant. So I chose Site A because it's directly across from Walt Disney Concert Hall and the courthouse. It is the gateway to the cultural core of LA. I propose adding a food court to it because difficulty finding affordable food is the user's #1 complaint when I interviewed them. I chose Site B because it's a parking lot directly across from Site A, the courthouse, and residential apartments. I propose improving the parking structure by adding recreation opportunities on top as well as gardens to remediate some of the pollution. Site C is zoned as government-owned vacant lot. It is the site of the historic Angels Flight and is surrounded by residential apartments, hotels, offices, and Grand Central Market. And finally, I chose Site D because it's a parking lot directly across from Pershing Square with great potential to be a vibrant neighborhood park that provides family and dog-friendly recreation and amenities. It is surrounded by new and existing residential apartments. Studying the history of the area, I found that transportation, starting with the old streetcars, trains, and now heavy traffic and pollution from nearby freeways, has negatively affected the site's environment. So I used the symbolism of the historical elements of transportation on the site to revitalize it. Green Core focus is to be a connected pathway of green open spaces and recreation and cultural points where you can easily walk to get anything you need. Here are some of the program elements that I chose to implement based on feedback from users. So playgrounds, bike sharing stations, sports courts, gardens, public art, a community garden, and affordable food. I carefully chose these sites after researching future plans and talking to friends that live and work in the area every single day. The sites are connected to each other through a bike shuttle system and connected to Union Station through an electric shuttle system. Just to clarify, shuttles are lane markings signifying that bicyclists might be present and have the right to share the road with vehicles. Here the master plan demonstrates how the new open space is now strategically placed within 1/4 mile of residential apartments, as it should be. And in addition to residents, there's over 200,000 users who circulate this area every single day who can benefit from the new open space. The next 2 slides shows transportation connections to the site. Circulation ties the design together. Here, existing bike paths now blend with new shuttle lanes as well as bus stops, metro stops, and crosswalks. This diagram combines new and existing pedestrian, vehicular, and bike network circulation. To improve circulation, in addition to bike shuttle lanes, I replaced ficus trees that were taking over sidewalks with more friendly sycamores that now blend with other sycamores that are being planted by other developments. I'll walk you through each site in more detail. Here's Site A, master plan and existing conditions. Here with the promenade, the food area, and outdoor library. Site A is a place for gathering. It's an extension of adjacent venues that brings the office, music, art, and food outdoors. I adjusted the grade to create a place that can be used by adjacent museums and music venues for private and community events and art displays during the week and weekend. Site A sits along Grand Avenue, which is the main connector, and is no longer separated from the street by a wall. It is an imageable place full of interactive art and music to reflect its surroundings and strengthen the identity of the area. I incorporated the curvilinear forms of Walt Disney Concert Hall into the design by adding an amphitheater that mimics and reflects, made with the same material that mimics and reflects the shape of Frank Gehry's building. Site A main program is to be an outdoor food court, to give users the opportunity to get out of their cold offices and sit and eat in the sun in movable tables and chairs, or more privately under the shade of trees. I designed them using recycled containers because it is affordable and earthquake safe, and they are meant to be affordable food options and not expensive chains. I also included an outdoor library. I envisioned a type of outdoor office where anyone is welcome to come, work, study, use a free Wi-Fi, or relax under the shade of trees. It is designed to be safe and vibrant day and night, and large shade structures and trees provide cooling and shade. The planting on all 4 sites is drought appropriate because water is a precious resource, and water is to be collected by an underground cistern and reused for irrigation. Here Site B existing conditions in master plan with its open area, connection to metro and bike stations. Site B provides recreation and relaxation. Accessible walkways, stairs, and a bike station now connect the site to the metro stop that used to be hidden. It is a great meeting location. Excuse me. Site B is surrounded by a jogging path, and I included a community building with outdoor space where residents can use for private events, and also a music school and garden where residents and students from the nearby Colburn Music School can interact and perform. Site B accommodates all parking underground, accessible by ramps, with versatile sports courts on top, a place to sit and enjoy the view, and a small skate park. The above image shows a jogging path in an open meadow that can be used for group classes such as yoga. As I mentioned, because the sites are adjacent to each other, the streets can be closed on weekend and merged to host large events such as art walk, music festivals, farmers markets, and etc. Here Site C existing conditions in master plan with its walkway, hilltop park, and drop-off area. Since the historic Angels flight has brought so many people to downtown and is already the site of 2 modes of transportation, I redesigned it to be the transportation hub, where shuttles bring visitors from Union Station that wish to come to the events that happen all year long. The shuttles are solar and electric and successfully used in Europe and Canada. This drop-off area has a bike station a few feet across from it, where users can easily pick up a bike, enjoy events, music, concerts, go to Grand Park, and drop it off at another station by the metro, and go home without stress or polluting the air. There is an accessible walkway to a terraced garden that takes you up to a hilltop park, where anyone is welcome to gather before a concert, read, relax, or eat something that they purchased across the street from Grand Central Market. Finally, Site D existing conditions in master plan with half of the parking lot, dog park, community garden, and playground. Half of the 4-acre parking lot was repurposed to be a much-needed neighborhood park to strengthen the community. I designed based on the needs addressed by Councilman José Huizar, so it has clear views, wide and well-lit walkways, a mixed-use area for sports and events, taking advantage of the existing building that is now used for art displays and movies in the park. The program also includes a playground adapted for children with disabilities, with a more secluded seating area under a shade structure. Adjacent to the playground, there is a neighborhood cafe where neighbors can gather day and night, and parents can relax while they watch their kids play. Adjacent to the cafe, there is a community garden to foster relationships between neighbors, as well as a much-needed dog park with plenty of seating and shade, and I included a bike sharing station and art garden connecting to Pershing Square for users that are walking in from Pershing Square. In conclusion, this project is specific to downtown Los Angeles with a sustainable design to give users the opportunity to enjoy outdoor spaces and have a healthier lifestyle. And it could also be applied in other dense urban areas in need of green open space. Thank you.